Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Huge show today, Monday, November 17th, 2025. Why do I hear no music playing? Hold on, sorry. Okay, that's weird. Oh, wait, there it is. I don't know why that's so quiet. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I hate coming into silence. It creeps me out. I like a little intro background music to get going. It calms my nerves before the show. Getting anxious before the beginning of a big stream. So much to talk about today. Trump asked about Fuentes and Tucker, does not disavow. Jones is covering Edom and the rabbis and their prophecies. Roseanne is talking about the anti-Edom prophecies of Israel pulling away from America and America collapsing. We've got all types of clips and highlights, them trying to make anti-Semitism illegal, some new Ronald Lauder clips, tons of stuff. Gonna be a huge show. Only made possible thanks to you guys and your support. Power Chat link is in the description below and in the live chat where we're streaming on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, X. Super cool too. I got some new gear, a phone balancer, and got it figured out. I can now live stream all the normal places from my cell phone. So expect some walk and talks, some nature shows. So sick. Tripod with a cell phone balancer, wireless mic. It tracks your face, does face tracking. It's going to be awesome. So, TTS is turned on, powerchat.live/no more news. Thank you all so much for all the support over all these years, over 10 years at No More News. Keeping the show going through all the deplatforming and the blacklisting and the slander. Getting banned almost everywhere. Still going. More vindicated than ever. Also, let's go. Trump asked about Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. First clip.
I had some great interviews with Tucker Carlson, but you can't tell him who to interview. I mean, if he wants to interview Nick Fuentes, I don't know much about him.
Dude, he just a huge slap in the face to everybody. All of the 7,000 Club, as they're calling them now, all the Zionists on the right, the Ziocons, have been fuming, saying, do not platform Nick. And he goes, you got to let him platform him. And nicknamed. The generational run capstone has been anointed, has been consecrated. Donald Trump finally mentioning Nick Fuentes. There's going to be huge pushes now for him to disavow because he had dinner with Kanye and Nick. He mentions that briefly here too. But this is just the opening salvo of Trump's a Nazi, anti-Semitism exploding everywhere. America is Edom and it's anti-Semitic and it's not safe for the Jews and they got to make Aliyah to Israel. All unfolding. Roseanne says exactly that too. In the clips we're going to play here in a second. She's been watching her Kabbalist rabbis, for sure.
I had some great interviews with Tucker Carlson, but you can't tell him who to interview. I mean, if he wants to interview Nick Fuentes, I don't know much about him, but if he wants to do it, get the word out. Let him, people have to decide.
Get the word out. Get the word out. People have to decide. I can already see Mark Levin. You think people got to decide about if to be a Nazi or not? If you're going to expel all the Jews, that's what we're going to decide? That's what they're going to say, right?
I don't know much about him, but if he wants to do it, get the word out. Let him, people have to decide. Ultimately, people have to decide. The mayor of New York, I will say, would like to meet with us and we'll work something out. But he would like to come to Washington and meet, and we'll work something out. We want to see everything work out well for New York.
You yourself,
he'll get in line. He'll play his role.
A few years ago, what role should he play in the conservative movement?
Well, I didn't know he was coming.
So a follow-up question with Nick, and this is just the beginning. There's going to be more Nick questions. I talked about this on the show. I said it's only a matter of time before we get a Trump talking about in fact, I think I said not just Trump, but like the Pope might even be asked about Nick and Catholic anti-Semitism.
Years ago, what role should he play in the conservative movement?
Well, I didn't know he was.
So asking about Nick having dinner with him now. Finally, he's having to answer for that. I'm pretty sure he refused to disavow before too, or just hasn't come out and made the big condemnation. I even have a tweet of that. Netanyahu was almost signaling, pressuring him to disavow Nick and Kanye.
At Mar-a-Lago a few years ago, what role should
Everything work out well for New York.
you yourself had dinner with Nick Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago a few years ago? What role should he play in the conservative movement?
Well, I didn't know he was coming, and he was with, as you know, somebody, Kanye. And Kanye asked if he could have dinner, and he brought Nick. I didn't know Nick at the time. And he did. He came, and along with a few other people. He brought a few people with him. Meeting people, talking to people, like for somebody like Tucker, that's what they do. You know, people are controversial. Some are, some aren't. I'm not controversial, so I like it that way. Okay.
So he says some people are controversial, some aren't. You got to be able to interview controversial people. And then he basically says he's very controversial. That's what he's saying. So him and Nick, the controversial guys, you got to get the word out. Is that really what he says? You got to get the word out? Is that how bad it is?
Fuentes, I don't know much about him, but if he wants to do it, get the word out. Let him
Get the word out. Get the Nick Fuentes word out. Can you believe that? Get the word out. It seems like that has been the message, to get the word out, because it's especially since Charlie died, since Charlie was killed, every big platform and Nick mainstreaming generational run more than ever. And now Trump says, get the word out.
People are controversial. Some are, some.
So look, this is what I was saying. 2019, I said, will Trump soon disavow the Groypers? Because Haaretz said Trump should denounce the Groypers, the far-right trolls, their racism and anti-Semitism. Opinion from Haaretz. Jonathan Tobin. Well, you didn't get that. Netanyahu, look at this. 2022, Netanyahu gives Trump a disavow Fuentes ultimatum. Netanyahu is effusing and praising Trump's Israel policies before getting around to saying he hopes Trump will condemn anti-Semitism from Ye and Fuentes. I wonder if there's a clip in this electronic intifada. I'm going to look for that and see if there's a clip in there in a second. But then he goes on right after this to attack Marjorie Taylor Greene because she's saying anti-Israel stuff now and talking about releasing the Epstein stuff. Trump says now he's claiming to say he wants to release it all, and it's a Democratic hoax also. But here's him on Marjorie Taylor Greene. And then next we'll play Marjorie Taylor Greene was on CNN also being pressed on Nick Fuentes, and she refused to disavow and also said you should have him on the platform. I like this overall rhetoric of pushing back against the cancel culture. It seems a little sus and odd to me, though, how it's all going down, to be honest.
I don't think anybody cares about her. Her life is in danger. Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
Dude, she has been his number one ball licker, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Trump's number one ball licker for years. And now she starts talking about Epstein and being a little more anti-Israel, or I shouldn't say a little more. She's done a complete heel turn on Israel, basically. And now she's irrelevant and nobody cares about her and she's a traitor and a loser. And all she did was start criticizing Israel. If that doesn't tell you that Trump's completely blackmailed or a complete traitor to Israel, nothing will. And there's a lot of things Trump has done where nothing will convince you that.
Okay, what about you?
Are you negotiating?
Her life is in danger.
She's being mean. Here she is refusing to disavow Fuentes with the Jewish Dana Bash on CNN.
You're talking about lowering the rhetoric, which is important for everybody to hear from you and all of our elected officials. But there is some concern, a lot of concern among Republicans about the rise of anti-Semitic hard-right figures in your movement, especially after Tucker Carlson hosted white nationalist Nick Fuentes on his podcast, didn't question Fuentes about his vile language or views. You did.
It's crazy how they'll say anybody that just any white person that doesn't hate themselves is a white supremacist. Anybody that acknowledges that other races hate white people and there are anti-white racists out there. white supremacist.
Speak at a conference hosted by Fuentes back in 2022.
She spoke
You were
there.
criticized, and you said then that you didn't know about his views. Well, Fuentes talked to Carlson about that in the interview. Listen to what he said.
Well, again, with Marjorie, I was a friend of hers, and she spoke at my conference, and then the day after, she pretended like she didn't know me. She pretended like she didn't know me and lied and said I had no idea the conference I was speaking at. She knew exactly what it was.
Oh, busted.
Well, first of all, I defend every single person's free speech rights. I think that's incredibly important. So I don't apologize for that, and I don't believe in canceling people. And I think it's important for people like Tucker Carlson and yourself to interview everyone. I don't believe in trying to cancel someone by refusing.
Brother B.
Brother B sent $5 on Rumble.
Thank you.
Mexico is having riots and there are reports of anti-Semitism. People supposedly spray painting Jewish on buildings. Anti-Semitism on the rise narrative?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been seeing that. Is it young people?
Helenas of
what I
Troy
saw.
sent $20. Thank you for all you do, Adam.
Of course. Thank you, bro. So, yeah, the Mexico thing. You know, I saw somebody post, though. She's wearing a cross, a Christian cross. Is she a Christian? Everybody's like, oh, she's Jew, and then she's a Christian. I'm going to have to fact check that right now.
To interview them and question them. And I don't believe in canceling people. And I think it's important for people like Tucker Carlson and yourself to interview everyone. I don't believe in trying to cancel someone by refusing to interview them and question them. And I did speak at his conference.
Okay, so I knew she was ethnically Jewish, but just to fact check now, it says that she is not Christian. She is Jewish and not Christian. So maybe
Watch
it
the
was
Collapse podcast. Sent $5 on Rumble.
picture.
When's someone going to question Randy Fine laughing at dead kids in Gaza? Is anyone going to disavow Mark Levin? Ben Shapiro?
Nobody
Whites
on
of
their side. No,
anti-Semitism in
nobody
their
on their
DNA?
side.
Anyone going to call them disgusting?
No. Good point, but nobody on their side, everybody on the other side. So okay, guys, scratch that. Don't call your lawyers. It must have been a fake AI image with her wearing a cross necklace. Must have been a fake. Must have been a trick. Interesting. Anyway, my apologies. Wish I didn't make that mistake. Wish I could rewind, edit that out. But you guys stay chill.
Listen, everybody, don't freak out. Don't call your lawyers, all right? We make nice. Everybody's happy.
Cheers, Mexican
Raspberry
rioters.
sent
Says Raspberry.
$5 on Rumble. Cheers, Mexican rioters.
I read that it happened. This latest thing got triggered because there was another mayor or something that was assassinated, and there was tons of assassinations before the first Jewish woman president gets elected in Mexico, which is a majority Christian Catholic country. She needed to pander to the Catholics in Mexico, so she put it on like Hitler in Germany. That's funny. Watch the collapse. You could be right.
Back in 2022. However, I don't know Nick Fuentes. He's someone I've never exchanged text messages with or phone calls, but I did speak at his conference. That was the first time I had met him that day, and that was it. But I did watch the interview. I watched the full interview with Tucker, and I admire him for interviewing many people as well as exposing a lot of powerful information.
I hear what
that
you're
he
saying.
does on his show.
I hear what you're saying about free speech. I mean, count me as guilty as a proponent of free speech. There's free speech, and then there is hate speech.
Oh, no, there's not actually. Dude, they're such frauds. This Jewish Dana Bash on CNN. Oh, we don't want to cancel anybody. We respect your First Amendment. I'm not against free speech, but there's also hate speech, like any criticism of Jews at all whatsoever. What do you think about that?
Count me as guilty as a proponent of free speech. There's free speech, and then there is hate speech. And this is a man invited on a really prominent conservative show who said, even during that interview, he had a problem with, quote, organized Jewry. And he wasn't challenged on it.
Oh my God, organized Jewry. You guys are organized. You're the most united, ethnocentric, tribal peoples of modern times. there's World Jewish Congress, Zionist Organization of America, ADL, all these groups, they all work together sometimes. Sometimes they don't disagree on things. They agree on ultimate big things. World Jewish Organization, just there's endless big Jewish organizations. They work together from around the world many times. Endless Jewish organizations, but no, there's not Jews in the world. It's just saying Jews of the world. Like, we're not even allowed to say that Jews exist.
In the past, he has denied the Holocaust. I cited a really prominent conservative show who said, even during that interview, he had a problem with, quote, organized Jewry.
Yeah, that's hate speech. Saying that Jews organize on a global level sometimes, that's hate speech. You can't even say that Jews exist as a group.
In the past, he has denied the Holocaust, called Adolf Hitler effing cool, talked about the fact that he thought Jim Crow was just fine, and on and on. So again, there's free speech, and then there's just hateful language and sentiments.
Sure. And that's also free speech. Why should you try to differentiate between, what are you trying to say? Rabbis are on the internet saying all types of hateful blood libels against European people. Is that hate speech? Oh, no, it's hate speech to point out their hate speech. Okay.
Well, Dana, again, I told you on this interview that I'm committed to ending the toxic politics, and I think I don't want to have anything to do with it. You should have Nick Fuentes on your show, and you could ask him questions about that. I myself am.
Watch the Collapse
Watch
podcast.
the Collapse.
Sent $5 on Rumble. $5 Jesus Jacob Yahweh is real. The Bible hate speech. The Holocaust. You pro-white, not a Jew. Free speech challenge.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of censoring there with the.
Archie
TTS.
sent $14. I saw the Dana Bash/MTG interview. Bash annoys me. She and her first husband are very Jewish.
Yeah, she's always doing the Jew topics too. She's apparently like her and Jake Tapper, the resident Jews at CNN. And who else? Brian Stelter. Is Brian Stelter Jewish? I'm not sure, actually. Okay, and here she is talking more in this interview about AIPAC.
Ask you about something you posted just yesterday on X. You questioned who and what country is putting so much pressure on Trump to keep the Epstein files hidden. And you included a picture about donations from pro-Israel lobbying group AIPAC. What are you trying to say there?
Well, I think it's the question that many Americans are asking, especially when we saw information recently come out in these emails that the Oversight Committee that I serve on has released. And we saw Jeffrey Epstein with ties to Ehud Barak. We saw him making business deals with them, also business deals that involved the Israeli government, and seems to have led into their intel agencies. And I think the right question is to ask is, was Jeffrey Epstein working for Israel? And I'm proud to say I don't take money from AIPAC. I don't take money from any special group of people. I'm just representing my district and the American people. And so that's what I was referring to.
I love how it's a scandal to just acknowledge that Jewish lobbies and Jewish lobbying and all these pro-Israel stuff is going on. So this is interesting. Russia Today promoting Nick Fuentes, MAGA is dead, America First hat commercials.
Archie sent $14. I think that Trump disavows MTGBC. She is pushing Epstein files and Trump needs to protect donors. However, I admit that there will be big names who are made guilty by association.
True. Yeah, it's that too. So this is a Groyper girl, Christian girl, does this video being promoted by RT. It went so crazy viral too. It has 1 million views here, but it had it's going crazy viral on TikTok. I think TikTok, Instagram for sure, taking off the America First MAGA hats, the red, and putting on the Nick Fuentes America First blue hat, being promoted by RT. Dead. Trump ditched for viral Marjorie Taylor Greene code. Hold on. RT is trying to say that this is Marjorie Taylor Greene's thing and not Nick Fuentes? I stand with Tucker. It also says with NJF. Look. Stand with MTG, Tucker, Candace, and Nicholas J. Fuentes. I just realized it says it's Marjorie Taylor Greene code. That would be annoying if I was Nick and the Groypers. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene? Come on. Cringe. Holy fucking Ruski propaganda. I know. Just makes me wonder. You know, I've had the suspicions about so many people, including Nick, over the years about Russia connections and Russia shilling and, you know, towing the Russian-controlled op antithesis lines. And then I see RT promoting Nick Fuentes' hat. But then again, attributing it to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trump addressing on the plane, not going to Epstein's island.
Maxed Out Bear sent $10 on Rumble. Brian Stelter is not Jewish, but he does eat foreskins.
That's hilarious. Yeah, probably.
Seeing Sir Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Congresswoman, was on CBS News. She was talking about how the files should not be released. We anticipate that a vote will happen in the House. I know you've about the investigation today.
I don't care about it, released or not. What I think you should do, if you're going to do it, then you have to go into Epstein's friends. This Reid Hoffman spent a lot of time on the island. I was never on his island. Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. You're going to have to look into his friends. Because, you know, if they're going to do that, then I think the perfect guy to do it would be Southern District, somebody like Jay Clayton. I understand that's who's been assigned.
Oh, that's funny. He wants some Southern District he wants one of his guys to go into it and cover up all this stuff, which, by the way, we covered in the last streams. A bunch of like new leaks documents are coming out. More dripping out of the stuff, maybe to pressure Trump to do what they want, possibly. But apparently he's claiming he wants it all to be released now, and we'll see about that. I feel like he's just saying that, but he's saying behind closed doors, like, no, those are never being released. So we'll see. All right. Oh, wait, I was going to show you something. Oh, wait, I already did show you that. Never mind. Okay. Alex Jones talking about Edom. 17-minute video. It's probably more like 14 minutes. He usually runs ads for a lot at the end. But talking about the anti-Edom prophecies of the rabbis, I skimmed through this a little bit. I know he mentions that he says Trump is defending Edom or something like that. It's like, and he's talking about Jews killing Jesus. So still not getting it. Still now covering this because it's out in the open. Netanyahu's saying it, and it's viral on the internet. Let's watch it.
We had a moving visit today to the wall.
No joke, guys. I covered this video when it very first happened years ago. As soon as I saw Netanyahu in this viral video talking about war with Rome and Jerusalem, I said, oh, I got to go find that clip of him with Pompeo where he compares Pompeo to Pompeii and calls America the new Rome. I went and found the clip, and then Alex Jones promotes this Christian dude.
I can't resist repeating this, but I'm going to.
Sharing this shit.
I said to the secretary that the last time Pompeo visited Jerusalem didn't end that well. But this is a different time. Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people. But the new Rome, the United States, views itself as a new Jerusalem.
Now, do you think it's just coincidence that this random person just came up to him and asked him, "What are you reading, BB?"
We want to know what you're reading now.
What I'm reading?
Yeah.
It's a book by a historian by the name of Barry Strauss. It's called The Jews.
What do you guys think? Staged? Scripted? Is this a setup asking about the book for him to do this for some reason?
Against Rome. Jews against Rome.
What made you pick it up?
Well, we lost that one. I think we have to win the next one.
Hundreds of videos you can find of rabbis saying...
Hey, you can find them where, Jones? Who's been talking about Edom and putting out the hundreds of videos and compilations and endless shows and
Archie
tweeting about it
sent $5.
nonstop?
Can
Who,
you do a
Jones?
special interview to investigate Odyssey's new payment system? I missed the My Automatic donations that went to you. I even was unable to buy a Faraday phone pouch from Alex Jones.
I should try to get the monetization on Odyssey back set up again. Thank you for reminding me to do that. Okay, so Jones, who has never once played one clip of a rabbi, not one of these viral compilations that me and See Through It All and John and others have been putting out of these Edom clips of these rabbis. And now he says, oh, there's hundreds of clips, hours of it all over the internet. Well, why have you never talked about it? Why is this the first time you've ever mentioned Edom if you knew about all these clips?
I think we have to win the next one.
Hundreds of videos you can find of rabbis saying our main enemy is Europe because it's the original Rome, but America is a Rome as well. It will fall too.
And why have you never talked about this? Why, Jones? Why have you never talked about this? Oh, I thought I had it up where I was tweeting against him to cover this. I've been trying to get him and everybody to cover this for years, screaming about it. Complaining on every show. We got all these compilations, hours of rabbis just fantasizing about destroying the West, and no big influencer would talk about it. And then now he's like, oh, they're all over the internet. Remember, guys, right after I had Owen on, I showed Owen the clip and I sent it to him, and then Jones mentioned it on his show shortly after, like he had seen the compilation or something. Hey, Jones, where can you find all these clips? Why have you never played them? Why have you never had on a guest to talk about this? That's what I want to know, Mr. Defender of the West.
That's why you have the quotes of Netanyahu decades ago. When we're done with America, it'll just blow away like a dead leaf or whatever.
That's a fake quote. That's a fake quote made up with unsubstantiated by veterans today. Not a real quote.
And you got the Christian Zionists that believe worshiping Israel is the way to heaven. Even though
No, worshiping Jesus, the King of the Jews, is the way to heaven. Everybody knows that.
Old Testament is God saying to Israel, you've been chosen to carry my word forward as priests. You're not doing it. I am going to judge you harder than anybody else. And I'm not saying the Jews aren't amazing and interesting and smart and great and bad and all the rest of it. I'm not saying there's something not special going on here. I'm just saying God said he will deliver you to the Philistines and the Babylonians and the Romans because you have not followed God's orders.
So now he is fulfilling the role. He's assuming the role of Esau, saying, being the punishment of God on Jacob. You killed Jesus. You're sinning. You're being bad. So this is like playing right into what the Jews actually believe about Edom. Him pointing and saying, "Oh, you're evil, and the Bible says that you're bad, and you need to be persecuted. You need your divine atonement." He's literally playing right into it.
And then when God sent you the
See Through It All clip, this is the See Through It All caption on Tovia Singer.
Real Messiah, you killed him.
Oh, you killed the real Messiah. Dude, Alex, you don't get it. You need to fucking talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. You don't get it. You don't go, oh, they want to destroy Edom and they deserve it because they broke God's covenant and they rejected their Messiah. They killed God, so you're evil and you deserve the persecution from Esau and Edom. That's what you're playing right into the whole scheme right now, Jones. Completely. This is amazing.
Now, how's that working out for you?
How's that? Hey, pretty good. They're doing pretty well, actually. They're kind of running shit. Have you not noticed? Why is the See Through It All logo cropped out of this InfoWars? Everybody knows this is a See Through It All caption. He uses the same caption on every clip. We know that it's him with all the Tovia Singer clips. Why are you guys always cropping out our logos? What's the deal with that? While misrepresenting, telling you about the rabbis that you've never showed or talked about, and then spinning it all that plays into their hands. How about that?
Yeah, we got a bunch of rabbis. I mean, just hours of it.
We got, huh? Where'd you get them, Jones?
And America is the new Rome. Notice the buildings are built like Rome in Greece.
We are Edom. We actually really are Edom anyway.
And they got the fasci.
He shares this retard, closet gay, Christian anti-Semite Brandon Taylor Moore that steals our videos, crops out the logos, and then blocks me. That's what this kooky Christian did.
In the Senate, you know those
shares his
with axes in the Senate are behind the Senate leader. That's all the countries and peoples controlled and tied together by the military with axes, hatchets.
And that guy, too, he shares all of the Christian-controlled op talking points, that Brandon Christ Crusader Moore. All textbook. He calls them Khazarians. They kill Jesus, the synagogue of Satan. All of the discrediting, controlled op, kosher, distraction copes. And that's who gets promoted. They promote the two Christian guys. The Christian guys that steal the clips that we put together.
And it is true that Thomas Jefferson modeled off of Greece that was then Rome was modeled off of. Yeah, here it is. Europe.
Another see-through-it-all clip. And look, he's sharing this is the Russian propaganda account, I'm pretty sure. World War Now host. This guy's got me blocked. See-through-it-all clip of the rabbi. And they all put a little Christian spin on it, and it doesn't go anywhere because of their Christian spin they put on this.
Because they're like, we will destroy Europe. Our main mission is destroy Europe. We're going to use the Muslims to do it because I can show you hours of this.
Another see-through-it-all. I could show you hours, but I never have. Never shown you all the see-through-it-all and no more news clips. Never once showed them. And then you're going to show a couple Christian-controlled op kooks instead. Hey, Harrison Smith, I'm looking at you too, dude. Oh, you've known about this for so long, but you've never shared a compilation. You've never shared one of the rabbi clips. Harrison, you never tweeted about Edom once? And you're going to come in and co-opt it with the limited hangout analysis? You're going to gatekeep it?
There are a lot of rabbis and different schools in Israel with the more conservative groups, but not really Nutricardi, kind of the pro-Zionist conservative groups, that have a long memory, and they're really mad about Titus.
Yeah, David Icke's been sharing the see-through-it-all rabbi clips, and some of my clips also.
70 AD. And
yeah, they're doing the typical Abrahamic-controlled opposition gatekeeping still.
Peo and all the rest of it.
Oh, and now you want to talk about what's in the rabbi clips. Well, what about all the rabbi clips of them revealing what Christianity actually is? How about you're going to cover? No, this is what I always say. All these big influencers, that they suppress the information in all the clips that we find.
King Jerusalem. Because the zealots, that's what the term zealot comes from, gave them some of the biggest problems the Romans ever had. And they fought hard trying to kick the Romans out. So Jesus, before he got crucified, said to the Pharisees, within one generation, that's 70.
Everybody at See-Through-It-All says, who's stalking our profiles at InfoWars is the question. Dude, they've all been following me for years. Harrison, Owen Schroyer, Rob Dew. Biggs got out of jail and started following me. So they're seeing it. I retweet like everything See-Through-It-All does, so that they're seeing it.
5 years in Leviticus 74. Not one stone at the temple will be sitting on top of the other. They laughed at him. The second temple after the one that Solomon built.
Okay, so now we're doing fake Jesus prophecies. Oh, Jesus predicted not one stone upon the other. No, dude. The Jews wrote that after the temple was destroyed. Still portraying him as a false prophet because he didn't get it right, actually, interesting enough.
And I mention these little things, just people don't know all this history. This is all really important stuff.
It's all really important, but he's never had on a guest to talk about it. All the kooky shit he talks about, all the years of shows every day, 24-hour coverage of everything. And only now you decide, let's talk about Edom.
And so Titus comes in, he does that. He basically burns all Jerusalem down and orders in the Roman histories, not one stone on top of the other. That's the next to worst thing they can do. The Romans sometimes would order everyone killed and the earth salted. They did that with Hannibal. And the trouble that he gave them, with the elephants over the Alps and all that, it's all fascinating. You should look into it. Sorry, Hannibal's not Jewish. You probably don't know about it. Only Jewish don't know about it, right? And I'm sorry the Jews are only obsessed with yourselves. I know, studied you, but other things as well. I don't hate you, by the way. I just want you to.
It's funny how I call into Alex Jones' show and tell him all this about Trump, tell him about the Zionist power, all things that all of his InfoWars is acknowledging now. And he called me, he said, you're reading Nazi books. Funny how that works.
Get us all killed, please. Thank you. So there is this, I wouldn't say it's the majority, but it's a big vein in Israel. Hates Europe, hates America. I could play you 100 rabbis, prominent ones right now. I see it all the time because the anti-Israel people share it everywhere. And I knew about it decades ago, but I mean, I've read their writings. And they're just like.
He's known about this for decades, and he's never talked about it until now. Not a good look. Like Judaism, like, yeah, most of their rabbis are obsessed about destroying the West, but like, I've known this for decades and never talked about it. Okay, that makes sense.
Like, Europe's the new Rome. Rome didn't really fall, and we're going to just help bring in the Muslims and destroy Europe. And when they all fall, we'll be in charge. And America pretty much is the new Rome too. We'll probably destroy it. I mean, I shouldn't even be doing this without pulling the clips up. I'll find them tonight. We'll do this again tomorrow because I'm covering for Israel. But the point is that
you can't, because from the very
yeah, you've never played the clips before. For 20 years, you have been covering up the Edom conspiracy. You just said you've known about it for years. You've never played a clip of a rabbi saying they're going to destroy Edom once. So don't laugh if somebody says you've been covering it up. I feel like I'm being gaslighted right now.
These old civilizations have long memories, worse than an elephant. Like the Chinese for 300 years. 10 different European powers broke China up, shipped in opium, controlled them through the corruption. The Chinese government's scary. Oh, God, he knows about China. Oh, God. And Netanyahu, over and over again, calls America the new Rome, because that's what the rabbis say. And then he says we're at war with Rome when he's talking to the Jews on TV and in interviews. So, yeah, no, Benjamin Netanyahu's an asshole. Know this stuff about Jews.
Hold on.
Because your ancestors 300, 400 years
missed
ago
a little.
did this. Oh, coming up from Israel again, telling you about the Chinese. No, I'm telling you about history. It's fascinating to know more than one subject. At least I know all the subjects which you people that don't like me don't know. You think it's like scary. Oh, God, he knows about China. Oh, God, all he knows about Jews.
Are you talking about me making fun of him talking about the Chi-Coms forever and never talking about Jewish power?
You don't even know this stuff about Jews, dumbos. You're about to learn it.
Oh, you're going to teach everybody now. The guy that's never talked about this before, you're going to teach everybody. Okay.
So this researcher, who I see his stuff all the time, I think he's really smart, Eric.
Yeah, let's give some Christian dude that's replaying my clip.
But I'd forgotten about him. He nails Netanyahu.
Oh, he nails him.
When I saw these clips, though, it made my head explode because I thought of all these other clips I have.
You have.
And Netanyahu.
All the clips you have of see through it all and our watermarks all over him.
Over and over, he calls America the new Rome because that's what the rabbis say. And then he says we're at war with Rome when he's talking to the Jews on TV and in interviews. So, yeah, no, Benjamin Netanyahu's an asshole. Grew up here in America, parents from Poland, and he acts like he's all pro-America. He sees America as another power block. And he sees it as the main block, so he sees it as a competitor. And so with somebody like him, man, or Hitler or anybody. I'm serious. These megalomaniacs do not think of anybody else being successful or powerful. It's like There Will Be Blood. He says, I don't like seeing other people being successful. There's a competition in me. That's what you're dealing with, is hyper alpha stuff. It's a disease. We'll be right back. So there is a wide swath of rabbinical belief in Israel and world Jewry. I mean, you just go watch it. You just type into X or anywhere. Rabbis talk about how Europe's the new Rome and will be destroyed by God's judgment for what Titus did in 70 AD, sacking Jerusalem and destroying the Second Temple. And it's like a constant beef, like it happened yesterday. Rome was destroyed in 410 by the Germanic hordes. Constantinople fell 500 and something years ago to the Muslims. There's been no Rome since then. Istanbul, formerly Constantinople. So the 99% of Europeans don't even know anything about Constantinople. They don't know anything about the Roman Empire or the Visigoth chieftain Alaric and the sacking of Rome in 410. They don't know about Titus. They don't know about Pompeo. They don't know about the Roman emperor ordering Israel destroyed.
Speaking of the Roman emperor and Constantinople, here's the Eastern Orthodox Archbishop says, Donald Trump reminds him of the great Roman Emperor Constantine, identified as the Emperor of Edom, just like the Israeli show just did, portrayed him as the king or the Emperor of Edom as well on the Saturday Night Live equivalent in Israel.
But Benjamin Netanyahu does, and the rabbis teach that Europe and America is the new Rome, and that we must be destroyed for our sins in 70 AD, destroying the Second Temple. That's a long memory. Yep. And I see all the anti-Semites. By anti-Semite, all they think about is Israel. To me, that's the definition. It's like they're more Jewish than the Jews. They know more Jewish stuff than the average Jew. Well, you dumbos don't know all this, do you? Because you actually don't research.
Who are you talking about, dude? Oh, we don't do research, huh?
You think the average Jew knows about this? No, it's certain rabbinic.
Yeah, the average religious Jew probably does know about Edom. Like, it's every rabbi on YouTube is talking about it. You can just do a Google search or a ChatGPT. What is Edom in Judaism? Get all your answers clear as day right there, representing Western civilization.
Circles. It's a large group, but it's not the majority.
Your girl Roseanne talks about it all the time. You prop her up, run commercials for her, roll out the red carpet.
I have to guess, like 30%. Hundreds of videos you can find of rabbis saying our main enemy is Europe because it's the original Rome, but America is a Rome as well. It will fall too. That's why you have the quotes of Netanyahu decades ago. When we're done with America, it'll just blow away like a dead leaf or whatever.
Yeah, a fake quote. Great job. Great job, master researcher.
The Christian Zionists that believe why you killed him.
We watched this already. And then this line. And then he's still doing the Esau hates Jacob controlled op talking point. He's Esau hating on the Jews because they killed Jesus. Like, you're playing right into the trap.
You have not followed God's orders.
This is the divine whip of Esau persecuting the Jews for their atonement.
The real Messiah, you killed him.
Oh, you killed the real Messiah.
Now, how's that working out for you?
Pretty good. They're running everything, bro.
Yeah,
have you not noticed?
A bunch of rabbis. I mean, just hours of it. Just, we're going to blow up Rome. And America is the new.
He's mentioned it 5 times now, and then he shows this guy who's cropped out Sita Wardall's logo.
Rome. Notice the buildings are built like Rome. I don't even know this. So, if you want me to give it to you with both barrels, I will. Our main mission is destroy Europe. We're going to use the Muslims to do it because...
See through it all, see through it all, see through it all.
So this is cuckoo town. I guarantee you 90% of Jews watching right now did not even know this. So if you want me to give it to you with both barrels, I will. So Trump is trying to save Edom right now.
Trump is the Judas goat that is leading Edom to destruction right now and has served Israel all along and is playing their Antichrist-like script, their Moshiach, Antichrist, Messiah opposition script to them the whole time. No, he's not going to save Edom. He's the one that's going to destroy Edom.
And reform it.
Are you kidding me?
Would you with both barrels? I will.
Trump's actually the hero.
Trump is trying to save Edom right now and reform it
by covering up the Epstein blackmail and giving Israel everything they want.
And no doubt from what I've seen, they are, the big tech companies, all of it, went from trying to suppress anti-Israel stuff
this is true.
to supercharging it to create this conflict. Next is the false flag against the Jews.
Yeah, the conflict of you, he's right. The false flag against the Jews is going to be the crackdown. He's right about, he gets this part right.
You can just put it together.
Put it together. But then you're waving, you're being punished. How's it working out for killing the Messiah, Jews? But then you're doing that and not realizing how you're playing the textbook Jacob and Esau dichotomy. Discrediting the argument, yeah. Oh, you're exposing it, but while still shilling for Trump as the savior and not the enemy and the traitor, and then doing the Christian hating the Jews for Jesus thing. You don't get it. And then he's going to go, oh, these anti-Semites that obsess over this forever, they don't even know that they're falling for the trap. And then he's doing the trap. And then he goes, oh, I've known about this for decades, but you've never talked about it once or covered it or had a guest on exposing it. But people think I'm covering it up. Yeah, and then he goes, and now it's all being allowed to let loose. Now anti-Semitism is allowed to explode. So now you're releasing it through the only people that get super viral. It's not see-through-it-all clips that go viral. These Christians, these Anon accounts, steal the clips, crop out the logos, and then they get millions of views. That's how this works.
But are you smart enough to get this, people?
Dude, you're not.
Now you know why they want me off the air, because...
Or you know what you're doing.
I know.
Oh, they want you off the air? Meanwhile, you're the biggest booster of Fuentes, who does the Jews kill Jesus thing and is playing their Hitler boogeyman in the new rise in anti-Semitism in Edom. Do you not see this? This is wild. I hadn't watched it all the way through yet. This is wild.
And I would tell the Israel lobby and Netanyahu...
Owen Schroyer, have me on. Let's expose Jones on this. Let's do it, dude. Come on.
The Chi-Coms are...
Harrison won't do it.
And you're crazy enough to try to take over America and then drive it in the ground and control it and then wreck it in some weird ritual, some cucking event. And then now you're thrown to the wolves with Africa and Asia and Russia. And then Putin laughs and says... 30% of Israel's Slavic. You look at them, they are. We already run it. We'll kick the Zionists out soon. It'll be our base. So there's double dealing going on everywhere. It is absolutely out of control. Our government's put Al-Qaeda in charge. Biden did. Trump inherited it. Everybody sees that. Trump meeting with the Al-Qaeda leader. The dictator. I mean, it's just sick. You get your balls groped and put in the body scanner and fried with radiation because you might be Al-Qaeda, and Al-Qaeda's at the damn White House. And Grok goes, well, he was the leader of Al-Qaeda in Iraq and Syria, but there was no global leader of Al-Qaeda, so Jones is wrong. He's not the leader of Al-Qaeda. He's the number one Al-Qaeda leader. He runs 2 countries. The point is he's Al-Qaeda. So Netanyahu is super unpopular, 15% approval rating. He only gets to stay in power by working with Hamas he controlled. He killed the leadership and set them up. Now what's left is admitting they worked for him and are panicking and saying that Israel stood down and they had to deal with them. Of course they did. We know that. But do you think the average Jew in Tel Aviv, I mean, almost the majority are just at gay bars? I'm not trying to be mean. It's like, most of them aren't the rabbinical people and stuff. They're some of the most worldly, corrupt, countries in the world. You think the people down at the gay bar know about this? No, they don't know about that. They say, oh, Star of David.
No, we don't think they know that. But there is an overall, it's like they're immersed in Jewish culture. They're immersed with this view against Amalek and Esau and the nations and the Goyim.
Oh.
Even if they are secular. But no, also, this is a straw man. Who's saying anything about every Jew knows about the Edom plot? Like, that's not the point we're making here. So why are you even bringing this up? It's like he's still trying to attack the messenger who's been talking about this. See through it all says, time for the new mix, Jones. Yeah.
Oh, Israel. Oh, we're under attack. Oh, yeah. Got one of the best militaries on record. Some of the best intelligence they do. They're not stupid people. Oh, we just stood down for 7.5 hours on October 7th. We don't know what's going on.
And what does it matter if it's only 30% of Orthodox Jews in Israel in America that know about the Edom stuff? What does it matter if it's 70% are just normal or secular? It doesn't change anything. Oh, well, if it's 51%, then it's a problem. Even if it's just an extremist, like 2% that know this, it still exists. It's still an issue if they're the ones with the influence and pulling strings. Yeah, Esau, Amalek, Haman, Rome, they are all aware. I know. The ones that are religious are aware, for sure.
Your enemy is your government. I don't want you killed. I don't want your country blown up. You are being used to trigger this conflagration. And again, Israel with Mossad, CIA, Epstein, always at the heart of it.
CIA. I always try to do the CIA.
Because God said this priesthood has been chosen with the written word and record.
Oh yeah, you know they're chosen, right? And then he affirms their chosenness. Oh, I'm exposing the Edom stuff, but he goes, they're chosen. They really are chosen. God chose them, but then they've been bad chosen people. They rejected their Messiah. So now God's punishing them. Okay, you're just completely playing into the anti-Edom Kabbalah understanding of it all.
Because you've been tracking your generations, you've got good records. I'm choosing you to take forth this information.
Jones has seen these clips forever and has chosen every single time to never give it a retweet. Never. He keeps affirming Judaism, saying Trump is the hero and not actually the Judas goat, and then leading us to destruction.
Sleep CA sent $10. Techno-feudalism comes next.
Right.
Thanks, Adam.
Yep. And then, thank you. And then he says... all of it, dude. This has been the worst Edom segment ever. I can't believe it.
Liam Jarrett sent $10 on Rumble. The fringe extreme Orthodox Jewish Israeli and American right is the mainstream now.
Yeah, they're not fringes. These Orthodox Jews and the Chabadniks are like the most influential religious Jews there are.
Rumble. God only respects the green-pilled.
Thank you, 10 babies, mamas. Thank you.
With the written word and record, because you've been tracking your generations, you've got good records. I'm choosing you to take forth this information. And then what do you think the devil's going to do when God's chosen somebody? The devil's going to put his full-time operation on taking over those people. Doesn't mean he runs them all, but...
And then now, it's not that they think they're chosen by Yahweh and want to destroy Edom and rule the world with the Messiah. No, it's Satan's corrupting the true Jews and the true Judaism. So here you get your limited hangout still.
Put his full-time operation on taking over those people. Doesn't mean he runs them all, but I mean, my God, Jesus is 40 days in the desert, up on the mountain, here comes Satan offering the whole world. This is how it works, folks. This is real.
No, it's not Satan corrupting the true Jews that we should be worried about. It's just normal Judaism. It's just the Torah and Yahweh, which you affirm as the word of God. You're not exposing this. You are a participant in this, Jones. Come on, stop being a bitch. I know I've attacked you over the years for good reason. You're all about having the debates and stuff. You'll talk to Fuentes, but you're scared to talk to me?
Jesus said no. Netanyahu didn't say no. And he's got it all teed up for this. Every guest we've interviewed in studio,
all teed up.
Ultramethylene blue to.
So it's all real. But he's never talked about it before. I've been desperately getting you to try to cover this for years. You called me an anti-Semite. Here's the most viral edit of Edom stuff. 2 million views, 5,000 likes. Should be way more.
who does Esau/Edom represent today, and what will happen to them?
I'm just calling balls and strikes, folks.
Oh, so that's really easy. So Edom is Christendom. It is the implacable enemy of the Jewish people.
The concept of Esav as Edom and as Rome was changed, transformed into a religion. So therefore, any nation that has that religion can be considered Esav. See? So therefore, it's not one nation that is now 2,000 years or whatever, but it is a religion, and any nation that has that religion predominantly is called Esav. Christianity, of course, ultimately became Western civilization. So Esav today is really Western civilization, because Western civilization is basically Christian, and therefore that is considered to be Esav.
Esav, who became Edom, who became the Roman Empire, which metamorphosed into the Christian Empire, which became Christian civilization.
No, this is not Alex playing this. This is what he's never shared. He's known about for years, he's seen it, and he's only deciding to talk about it now with all of the Christian-controlled ops spin on it.
Which is now represented by the United States of America, will suffer a crushing, humiliating defeat.
Esau is everything that's wicked in the world, and it's the Edom. Esav is Edom. It's the final kingdom of the four kingdoms. It's the greatest, the most implacable enemy of the Jewish people. Prophesy. We have whole books devoted to the destruction of Edom at the end of days. This is the last kingdom. In traditional Jewish thinking, it's the church. It's the implacable enemy of the Jews. It's a morphing kingdom. It's unlike the previous kingdoms. It begins as Rome, and then it morphs, becomes Christian in the 4th century.
Riding the Wave sent $5. Have a great show, Adam. I will watch it in the night.
Thanks, bro. What riding the wave? Sorry, bro. Can't watch the show live right now. I gotta go ride the wave, man. Cool. It's gonna be a good one. We got a ton more good stuff to cover.
Divides and divides and divides.
So look at me. Edom includes most of Europe. It includes the United States of America. It's the Roman Empire that was never destroyed.
Edom becomes America. Why? Because America is Edom, after all.
So now Jones says it's such a big deal, and he's going to give you the truth. But so you've seen all these clips. You see the logo, No More News. You know who I am, and you've decided to never talk about it until now, until it's the big story viral online.
Who in modern day terms is really basically, certainly one of them is America.
But for those of you who understand that Italy is the seat of the Roman Empire of Edom, even though Edom is scattered, many other nations today that speak Latin languages that have something of the Roman Empire, including America, they are first. So Edom is everywhere, and the United States of America is also part of Edom.
Malchut Edom, which includes all of America, Europe, and some of the Western Quarter.
Who becomes the children of Esav? All of a sudden, it shifts now, and we talk about Galut Edom as whom? As Rome, and eventually Western civilization.
The Edomites are the descendants of Edom, who is also known as Esau, Jacob's evil twin.
And see, the reason it's necessary, the reason that for years I sat through at 2X all of these endless rabbi videos, and Sita Riddell's done the same thing for years as well, is to show you that this isn't just one fringe rabbi. This is widespread. Every time we see a rabbi talking about this, they have this take pretty much. And then Jones is doing the damage control. Oh, it's only a small percentage that even know this. They don't even really know it. It's most of them are all secular and everything too. It's like, who cares?
Our tradition tells us that the Edomites are the ancestors of the Romans, and indeed of all Europeans and the entire Christian world.
Esav, who is the symbol of all the nations, Christians or not.
Rome is the last empire of the 4 empires that subjugated the Jewish people. Edom, Rome is the worst of all.
Pete Rules 247 sent $5 on Rumble.
Thank you,
Hey,
Pete
Adam.
Rules.
Had a conversation with WNs this weekend, and they all newly converted Catholics.
Of course.
I told them about how silly that is, and all I got was we have other things to worry about. SMH.
Well, we're not going to be able to worry about those things because we're going to lose because you guys do the Christian
Liam
control
Jarrett
op.
sent $5 on Rumble. Until AJ cannot not talk about it and then he puts a Jesus, devil spin on it. I think we see the damage control sweep.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Edom is going to be destroyed. We have entire books in Tanakh devoted to the destruction of Edom. It's finished. It's gone. No more.
The West is Rome. According to the simple meaning, Europe and America are really one entity. But we know one thing, right? That when it comes to the classic Rome, which is Europe, they're finished.
Esav, Edom, is the implacable enemy of the Jew.
Okay, you know what? I've seen this one so many times. It's been out for years. So I want to watch the new compilation because since then, See Through It All has found so many more hours of rabbis talking about this and many different rabbis too. So I want to watch his compilation. But first, this was my response to Jones. 700 likes. He got 5.6 thousand on this. This is what I said to Jones. Look, 2024. When the globalists get their collapse scenario, and they will, this country is going down hard. Get ready while you still can. And I said, if you want to save the West, this was a year ago, Jones. If you want to save the West, you need to understand the anti-Edom Judeo New World Order prophecy agenda. 50 likes. Been trying to warn these guys. Owen was on, and that was the number one thing. I was begging Owen when he was still at InfoWars. I'm like, you got to watch this Edom video. Please help spread the message on this. Help me get the word out about this. Rabbi Jonathan Cahn, who just did the documentary with Dinesh D'Souza, also. And it's so sinister that all the Zionists run around and we're the greatest allies, the Judeo-Christian West. We're defending the West. We're the gates of the West defending you and your greatest ally. Meanwhile, they all want to destroy it in their religion. So top Christian Zionist influencer and author, Jonathan Cahn, the rabbi merchant himself.
The warning is, and we're in it now, is if we don't turn back to God, those powers, America's superpower, the American age is going to crumble.
And the American age is going to crumble. And Jones spoke at the Jericho March, which was the thing they did before Stop the Steal for Trump in 2020. Jones got up on stage and he goes, Christ is king, Jesus Christ is real, Revelation is unfolding, the beast, the Antichrist, the globalist, all that shit. This is the guy who headlined at the very end of that Jericho March, talking about how Jewish Jesus was.
And, we have not turned back to God. We are racing away from God. So one of the things that has to happen is America has to fall. I mean, because the American-led world, the world order, that's the American-led order, is going to end. That's not the same as the very end that we read in the Bible. Right. So somehow we're going to see a collapse. And the thing is, listen, we are already deteriorating economically. Our position in the world, our enemies are rising. China is rising. Others are rising. So we're already in the neighborhood. I will say this: if America doesn't turn back, which it's not looking like that now, we are going to see a collapse of the entire world order.
Right now, if America turns away from Israel, then you're going to see America fall. And it's on the verge. So, but if we turn from Israel, we have two things with it.
All right, I just texted Harrison Smith at InfoWars. I said, let's talk about Edom. Jones is getting it all wrong. We'll see what he says.
America. If we turn away from God, which is a whole other thing I know we'll get into, which is happening as a culture, and we turn away from Israel at the same time. It's what the law of the Bible that has been true for 4,000 years is you will see America fall. So that's something with end-time prophecy as well. I have never met a person in my life who hated Jewish people and was blessed. Never. They're always cursed. It doesn't matter what, from Hitler to anybody, they're cursed. Then I've never met a person who loved the Jewish people, particularly a Christian, who loved the Jewish people and wasn't blessed in some way. So, and who isn't, there's something about it. God is real. If you go around the world, when you find a true Christian, from no matter where they are, from Latin America to Asia to Africa, there's a love for Israel and the Jewish people. And God will always bless that.
If America falls, and this is part of the thing, if America falls, it is going to open up an entire end-time scenario, because when you look at the end-time prophet, you don't see America as the head. And if America falls or turns away from Israel, Israel's going to be in a situation that is more in line with what we see in end-time prophecy, and ultimately that only will be answered by Messiah.
The day America turns its back on Israel, God will turn its back on America.
So we got all the Christians parroting this same talking point. We got the Eastern Orthodox Duganist and Russian Orthodox Church parroting this, oh, America's going to fall, the West, multipolar world, American hegemony, all this stuff. It's all right in line with the Kabbalist destruction of Edom agenda. The Christian groups are promoting the same narrative. And what do they all say? They're at the Zionist talking point. Anti-Semitism collapses societies. They're going to blame the rise of anti-Semitism on the betrayal and the rug pull on America and the fall of America. With Trump at the helm, right after Edom's at its the golden age, like Trump's saying so much, the highest high before it crashes down to the lowest low. When the fullness of the Gentiles comes in. What is this playing? Okay, here we go. This is just the other day, Netanyahu.
The one is that anti-Semitism usually collapses societies. It's not usually, always collapses societies, because it starts with the Jews, and then it goes to the blacks, and then it goes to the gays, and then it goes to the Hispanics, and so on. And you just collapse societies. So the other one is that anti-Semitism usually.
I covered this on the show the other day. Barry Weiss was on, Bill Mayer saying the same thing. The sign of a sick, collapsing society is they start coming after the Jews. And then we got Rabbi Mizrachi that says all the Jews are, the anti-Semitism is going to rise, the Jews are going to have to flee America, and then Hashem is going to bury America.
Now the Jews are going to run away from America. Most of them assimilated, so they'll become goyim already, their children, so they have nothing to wear because they're not Jewish. But those who are still religious, they will all get up. Within a year or 2 or 5, we'll all have to run away from here. Once we will leave this place, Hashem will bury America. That's what's going to happen. Not because I'm some kind of a prophet. I'm not giving you any prophecies here. I'm just describing to you a divine formula. The chosen people, where they're going to live. And you'll be good to them and nice to them. I will bless you from the place. The Torah has a source for it.
Douglas Murray, the big Zionist propagandist with Ben Shapiro, says, if Israel falls, Western civilization will cease to exist.
Could America, because it would be, among much else, the cutting away of the whole tree that we're on?
The root supports the branch. The Jews are the foundation of Western civilization.
And Western civilization would die. So I regard the existential threat against the Jewish people to not just be about the Jewish people. It matters deeply to me that it is about the Jewish people. But it also matters to me because it's about America. Could America survive if the Jewish people were no more on its watch? Or everybody was forcibly deported from the Holy Land? Come on. Of course not.
Why not?
Be among much else.
See, this is the big talking point. They're running everywhere. It's not an accident. There's a new mix from See Through It All. Here's one of the best clips. Judaism, here's his 27-minute version of the anti-Edom stuff of new clips. Thank you, Loki. Hail Odin. But I want to go to Roseanne discussing the fall of Edom. Where are we at? If America turns on Israel, America will fall. From the Kabbalist Roseanne.
But
hey,
I think
Jones loves this girl. How many times has Roseanne been on InfoWars? She's one of these Jews that
Brittany
that knows about the Kabbalistic fall of
peak
Edom.
content as always. Thanks for the show, Adam.
Thank you, Brittany. I'm hyped.
I don't know that if America's turning on Israel, then America deserves what's going to happen to them for it.
It'll be worse for America than Israel.
It will, because Israel will just move on to India and other countries, and America will fall.
Not just that,
See the pleasure she has in that? Oh, if we abandon Israel, America will fall. Israel's already saying this. They're like, oh, we don't want your money anymore. We don't want the aid, and then they're going to go sell weapons and ally up and betray us openly and behind closed doors with Russia, China, India, Belt and Road Initiative, BRICS, their Abraham Accords that our politicians are so busy over there setting up.
Fall.
Not just
Israel will just move on to India and other countries, and America will fall.
Not just that.
Don't talk about that's America first, by the way. That's real America first. Oh, if you don't give Israel everything they want, if you rightfully criticize Israel, America will fall. Doesn't sound like America first much to me. And these guys are like Levin and these guys like Roseanne are like, we're real America first. America first is being pro-Israel.
The sleeper cells.
America will fall, and that's what they want. I mean, that is what they want, is that the constitutional republic of the United States for America will fall. But I think Trump sees that America has to be independent of the British Empire too. And I think
that's the problem.
Israel.
Yeah, the British Empire that's blackmailed by Epstein and Prince Andrew. And the photograph at the Queen's cabin, right? Is that real? I think that's real. Epstein and Ghislaine at the
Thunderstorm
cabin.
9 sent $5 on Rumble. Roseanne Aryan wig loving the idea of Aryan women being dead.
Yeah, I get this old Jewish yenta out here trying to look like Barbie or something with her blonde hair.
Independence too. That we're all separated from that.
Yeah.
And that's the octopus. And we're all separated from that. I don't know that if America...
Oh, it's actually Edom and the British Empire and Rome and the Vatican. That's the octopus. Total Kabbalistic line. Okay, here she is again. She mentions it several times in the show. This is the one that I clipped up and made a TikTok edit of.
New World Nazi World Order. They didn't lose World War II. They're in the Bank of International Settlements. Operation Paperclip. They run our education system. They run that.
See, the Nazis never fell. The Nazis are secretly everywhere. There's secret Amaleks everywhere that are really running everything and just making it look like the Jews run everything.
So they run
NASA,
they started MK Ultra and the OSS
They run
CIA.
the medical. They run
Nazi Big Pharma, Nazi NASA, everything secret Nazis. This is the narrative that Jones has promoted for years, by the way. Fourth Reich type of stuff. The Bilderberg, the Atlantises, the Royals, they're all Nazis. They're all secret Nazis, super Nazis. Satanic, Luciferian, black magic, occult Nazis. We've heard that from Jones for years. That is the Kabbalistic line.
Medical Association.
Yeah, this is all verifiable too. This is not theory. So we're now under Nazi mind control.
But it's great because it's Nazi and commie and Islam. That's
the Nazi mind control is that if anybody says anything besides total condemnation of the Nazis as the most evil people ever, you get canceled and your life destroyed. That's how you know you're living under Nazi mind control occupation.
Muslim Brotherhood is all through.
Oh, who listens to Roseanne? I'm glad you asked. The only reason I saw this is because I went to Rumble, and it was the #1 featured video at the front page of Rumble. Over 10,000 people watching live. And who listens to Roseanne? She's like the darling of the right wing. She only gets interviews on all the biggest right wing platforms.
And the new right, the alt right,
yeah,
whatever.
It's all of them. So how is a human soul in America going to survive all of that constant bombardment of intrusive thought?
Through having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to believe in God. They need to be good Noahides and worship the Jews and their Jewish God. Then that's the only way. That's the only thing that can stop them from the Nazi mind control is to believe in Yahweh. True. Some truth spoken here.
How do you do it?
That is the only way. That's why I say you got to hook up them wires.
Got to hook up them wires, goy. You know what they're referring to, right? The Matrix. Wire into the Zio Matrix, goys. Got to connect into those wires. Got to get you in the Abrahamic Judeo Matrix, goy. Got to get your brain implants, your Yahweh brain, Christ brain going. That's why she stands up at the Reawaken America tour and goes, Jewish Jesus. That's so funny. Get your wires, goy. Get tapped into take the blue pill. The Yahweh pill and believe the Bible.
You got to hook up them wires. And
that's why Christian Zionists are amazing people.
They got the wires in.
Kind of Jew, not the.
I mean, most Muslims know. Muslims know because it's in the Quran that Israel is for the Jews.
Yeah.
They know it, but it's
Yep.
only the Shia Muslim that doesn't.
Yeah, Abrahamism, or I should say Islam, also part of the Abrahamic matrix. True, we know, affirming the Jewish state, affirming the promised land and the chosen people motifs.
And that's probably why they kill each other, the Sunni and Shia.
Yeah,
Because one likes the
they're
Jews.
a different kind of Muslim, like there's a different kind of Catholic and a different kind of Jew that just, wants to kill all the ones that aren't like them.
Right.
It's the same story.
So how do we win? Because now we have members of our circle that have gone to this like Luciferian golden calf Nazi cult.
Well, that's the modern world.
But
the modern world is a Luciferian Nazi cult, according to Roseanne. And this is what Rumble features on their homepage. This is who Alex Jones rolls out the red carpet for interviews over all the years. And then he gets up and then gatekeeps and limited hangouts Edom and run cover for it and plays right into it.
We're going to get left behind because we actually like God and Jesus and the Bible. We're like an old fossil to them. They're like, your way's over, old man. That's what they tell the Groypers always say to me. Like, you're a fucking boomer.
All these anti-Semites just need to be into the Yahweh matrix and believe in Bible and the Jesus and be good Noahides. You don't see what they want here? Otherwise, you're a Nazi occultist Luciferian.
Old man, when that's our turn, we're going to kill all the Jews and all the blacks, and we're going to live in, like, they're psychotic. And it's like, Jesus Christ. And they're winning. Candace has the number one podcast. They are. Right now they are winning. I know that God wins in the end, so I'm not upset about it, but they are winning.
They're winning?
You hear that? Hear that? I know God wins in the end. Okay, Mel K. God wins. God wins. Alex Jones, God wins. This shows the religious, trusting the plan, prophetic mindset and what it does to your brain. Christians do the same thing. Oh, it doesn't matter if a pedo satanic cabal of a Lucifer Satan worshipers run the world because Jesus already won. Jesus already defeated death and defeated the devil. Jesus is actually, no, the Jews aren't running our government. Jesus is king. Christ is king and he sits on the throne in heaven. And sure, it's bad, but we're going to win in the end when Jesus comes. Same mindset. Don't worry, it's okay. Everything's bad, but we're going to win when Jesus comes on the cloud. Same thing that the Jews do. God wins. Whenever Mel K and these people say God wins, they mean like Jewish domination. The Jewish God dominates in the end. She's a great see through it all says, she's a great representation of the kosher right. Everyone runs her talking points. True.
Right now they are winning.
Okay, hold on. Update. Boleslaw watched the Carrier versus Andrew Wilson debate that was behind a paywall on YouTube yesterday, and Carrier made an argument, quote, what about Christians supporting Israel's war, quote, end quote. He knows. Of course he does. Of course he knows. Jewish prophecy wins either way, right? See through it all. Jewish God wins, right? God wins means Jewish God wins. Jews win.
I know that God wins in the end, so I'm not upset about it, but they are winning.
They're winning?
The PR work, without question. We're getting
question.
We are getting annihilated day in and day out. We are so bad.
Well, then it's going to end up, because, God always wins, no matter what they say. So it's going to go like this. They'll stop funding Israel. America and Israel won't be allies anymore.
So you're only allies with us because we fund you? So if we don't keep funding you with whatever blank check you want, what happens, Roseanne? Tell us.
And Israel and India and whoever else is going to, leave them behind. And America, I don't know.
I don't think
when
America.
They get rid of all the brown people, I guess that's what he's advocating, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And black people. That's his audience, though. Black people love him.
They're talking about Fuentes, and I'm pretty sure his platform is not get rid of all the black and brown people. Pretty sure that's a big straw man, and he doesn't ever say that. You got to love how quick they're. Oh, if America stops funding Israel, which there's a lot of talk, because even the Zionists are saying, oh, we don't want any more aid either. We want to be independent. We don't need America anymore. And then that's when they're going to abandon us. That's when the greatest allies ever is over. It very likely could be Trump gets in a beef with Netanyahu and everybody's calling Trump and America all Edom super Nazis and Trump is the new Hitler. They're already saying that. Now he's not condemning Fuentes. There's going to be a follow-up question asking him to condemn Fuentes. It's not over.
They think he's funny and they watch him.
Yeah.
And Mexican or brown people, Hispanics, they love him. The young guys, I think they just think he's funny.
He is really funny. Objectively, he is funny.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't so opposed to what he's talked about, I would love him. He's very Christ.
Okay.
Convince me otherwise.
Because
what did he
I'm not
say?
a fan of Hitler. You're never going to convince me on that road.
Hitler, a gripe in power by.
I'm not a fan of Hitler. Jesus Christ, you guys are retarded.
Okay, and then they seethe over the groypers a little bit more. I saw. See Through It All says Andrew Wilson did 2 hours of tag semantics. That's what I thought. That's why I didn't even want to bother doing the $15. It's like I wasn't even sure I wanted to stream it live, let alone pay for something behind a paywall and then stream it to everybody. So that's kind of bad etiquette. So whatever. It'll probably be out for everybody at some point. Okay, they have more, but we're going to go back to the Edom thing. And hey, Jones, how about this is See Through It All. On his post, on Jones's post. And we got Harrison's video going over the Rome stuff too. I kind of want to watch that since I did message him and say, let's talk about it. But hey, Alex, why don't you bring on your girl Roseanne to discuss Edom? She's got a lot to say about it. So let's check out the latest from See Through It All. The Judeo War on Europeans and the West. I should have shared the original.
5 years, 10 years. Look at Europe. They won't exist in 5 years, 10 years.
Oh, great.
They always choose the wrong thing because...
Oh, I guess they deserve it. They didn't support the Jews enough. They chose the wrong thing.
They are so backward. They're so backward. They hate God.
Oh, see, if you're going to be destroyed if you don't worship the Jewish God is a good Noahide. Look at Mark Levin said the same thing. He says, Europe was too stupid to understand. That's their problem. That's where the Nazis came from. Their hatred for Europe and Edom, man.
This is good versus evil.
Esau versus Jacob, light versus darkness.
This is civilization, as the ambassador said, versus the barbarians. We're fighting the 7th century. And we just beat the crap out of them. This is a righteous war we're fighting. And let me say this is God's war that we're fighting right now.
God's war. It's never their war. It's always their fake mythical God justifies them always being the good guys, and anybody standing in their way is Amalek and needs to be crushed and blotted out and destroyed.
And if Europe is too stupid to understand, that's their problem. I will remind you, that's where Hitler was born. This is good versus evil.
And then he says good versus evil, and then talks about Europe and Nazis, and Europe not being on the right side. All of this is Edom coded. In fact, that's what I even wrote. Their war on Edom for my caption for that one.
They really hate God, and they really hate the Torah. You know, that's why they go crazy and with their anti-Zionist shit. They hate God.
The most famous of Esau's descendants was a guy named Rome.
The Torah says that Esau, he is Edom. And Edom is one of the way it represented itself in the world.
Dude, See Through It All. We need the logos on here. We can't allow these Christians to co-opt the message, dude. Because they're already doing it.
It's the Greek Empire. It's also the Roman Empire. And it's, of course, the Nazis as well, and others.
Esau, founder of the Nazis. Esau is the father of the Romans, the Greeks, the Nazis, Haman. All the evil people in the world are the children of Esau. The Nazis and the Jews came from the same womb of Rivka. Yaakov and Esau, the Jews and the Nazis came from the same delivery. No wonder Hitler, Ymach Shimo, in an interview said, the world has one battle, Everything else is a background and illusion. The world has one battle between us and the Jews. Everything else is meaningless.
Dude, even it's not even just like the rabbis with the black top hats, with the sideburns, with the huge beards. Alex is like, oh, it's just a small percentage. Even the normal Reform rabbis talk about this stuff. Average, normal, everyday looking Jews. I wouldn't even think this guy was Jewish if I saw him. Some Reform rabbi even saying the same shit.
And the Roman Empire.
You know what's crazy too? All these years of screaming about Edom, and it's not just Jones, but no big influencer has helped spread the message on this. Besides, like, maybe the biggest one would be Henrik and Red Ice, who, by the way, I'm going on Wednesday, back on Red Ice.
Of course, destroyed the Jewish temple in Jerusalem in the year 70 CE, which is bad enough for the Romans to earn an eternity of enmity from the Jewish people.
He looks like Peter Griffenberg. Peter Steen Griffenberg. He does like Peter Griffin. That's funny.
But that's not all. A few hundred years later, the Roman Emperor Constantine converted to Christianity, converted the Roman Empire to Christianity, and spread it throughout the whole world. And so therefore, just like the biblical Ishmael is seen as the ancestor of the Arabs and thus of Muslims, Esau is considered to be the ancestor of Christianity. And therefore, in some way, a harbinger for all the oppressions and crusades and anti-Semitic violence that Jews in Christian lands experienced.
Rabbi Peter Steen Griffenberg.
A prototype, a symbol, a milestone of Jew hatred.
What Yaakov had all night with the minister of Esav, that's what's going to happen to the children of Yaakov, from the children of Esav until the end of days. But just like...
Isn't it funny how both the Jews and the Christians feel like they're supposed to be fighting over who the Messiah is in the covenant until the end of days? They're inextricably linked, intertwined in this fake Jewish fairy tale cosmic drama. And Jones is not exposing it all. He's playing perfectly right into it.
The Jews suffer from the Goyim. The children of Esav is almost the entire world, besides the Ishmaelim, the Arabs. All the anti-Semite Europeans, the Germans, the Americans, the Russians, it's all children of Esav. We're going to suffer tremendously from them. The Holocaust can prove it, and other problems. But just like Yaakov survived in the end, and he was crippled, he touched in the Gid Anasheh, in the ligament in the back, and Yaakov was crippled, meaning the Jews got hurt, but not died. Yes, they'll suffer. Yes, they would lose a lot of people. Yes, the Goyim will murder millions of Jews. Yes. But in the end, when the Messiah would come, the sun would rise to the Jewish people, and there would be a very happy end. Just like the morning came and the light came, and Yaakov got saved from the supervisor of Esav. That's how the Jews would end. The Jews are compared to grape. In the beginning, the Jews, which is the grapes, the whole world would step on their head. Everyone likes to put the Jews down. Everyone is jealous with them. Everyone wants them dead. Everyone wants them slaughtered by Hamas. Most of the people don't care, and they're very happy about it. So Hashem said to the Jews, don't worry, just like the grape. Everyone step on a grape, but once the wine comes out, what does the wine does to those who step on it?
Makes them drunk.
Knock them down. You understand? You first step on the grape.
I just realized, you know, another way that Jones is playing into the Esau-Edom narrative, how him and Bannon are like, we need a Christian state in the Holy Land. How about they have a new crusade and the Christians take over the Holy Land? That's also playing into the Edom is going to come and try to take Israel narrative as well. Another that just came to mind too.
Then the wine becomes ready. You drink one glass. So the Jews in the end will survive, and all the anti-Semite enemies will all fall down.
Because you're drinking the Eucharist. Because you're drinking the Jesus juice. It's going to make you drunk. Edom will become drunk is a verse. The drunkenness of Edom.
It's not going to go the way of their man-made religions. They're not going to survive it.
Yours is man-made.
God's going to win. Like Sojourner Truth said to all those white people when she went around.
Oh, and by the way, this God wins narrative, Mel K is real close with Roseanne, and now she's also filling in at InfoWars. Mel K, the half-Israeli Jewish New York actress Mel K that promoted all the kosher QAnon disinfo conspiracies.
Lecturing, she said, I'm just trying to save the white people from going straight to hell. That's what Sojourner Truth said. And for me, I'm saying, you know, I want to save the Gentiles. I do, because I know they're trying, and I know that they do believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
The warning is that...
See, you only be saved as a Gentile if you're a Noahide and you believe in the Jewish God. That's what she just revealed there, and that's, in a nutshell, what Judaism is.
Any nation, any civilization, any culture that has known God, in a sense been cleansed of paganism, which is basically Western civilization.
Cleansed of paganism. That's what Jesus did for them and the Jews. Cleanse paganism from the earth. Christianity was the solution to the pagan problem for the Jews.
If it should ever turn away from God, ever empty itself of God, become an empty house,
or
not
turn against Israel,
go again, drive out the gospel, the spirits that were cast out of it will come back into it. And so the
Ratchet
Ratchet
sent $50.
Thank you.
Show as always, Adam. Even though you were nearly a decade ahead of everyone with this info, we are still right on track towards their Jewish nightmare end game. We are gonna need a lot of...
Well, this is what I've been complaining about all along, that these all these big e-crusaders and influencers won't talk about this. They won't talk about Jesus being fake.
Adam. Even though you were a decade ahead of everyone with this info, we are
Sorry,
still right on track towards this Jewish...
Here, I'll read the end of it, though. Cut off. It's not filling up. Hiska Bobiba. Adam, South Park, Are You a Fag soundbite come from? It's from this season of South Park. Oh, we got a bunch playing. Joe Kawaja
sent $20. Great show.
Thank you.
Zionism is collapsing.
No, it's not.
Keep up the good work. Abrahamics will circle the wagon.
They will. They will.
Slevin Kellever has sent $20. Trump is not 2.0. Trump is Paul von Hindenburg 2.0. Trump will usher in the next.
I wonder what that said. I'm looking.
Optics Prime sent $5 on Rumble. Walking away from Christianity is our path forward. But nature abhors a vacuum and must be filled with something.
Plenty of pagans and philosophers talking about other
Dirty
worldviews.
Rick sent $5 with incels. Interlinked.
With incels. Sounded like you said with incels.
Johan sent $5. Let's get him over the goal,
We
people.
smashed the goal already.
Hi,
Thank you, Johan. Abrahamic circle the wagon. Wagon was censored? Oh, Hitler was censored. I see. Trump will usher in the next Hitler. Well, they're framing Fuentes as the next Hitler, and they're going to do the same thing to Trump. They've been doing the same thing to Trump. And Edom in 1930s Germany and the rise of anti-Semitism in Edom. All happening. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are awesome. Smash the goal already.
Very nice.
Very nice, guys. Appreciate the support.
Gigantic warning, a gigantic revelation, and that is that this is exactly what we are witnessing in America. You see, when the gospel came, the gospel drove out the gods of the world. It drove out Jupiter, Zeus, and Osiris, and it all ended. It was like the entire civilization was exorcised of the spirits. The Bible says there are spirits behind it. So it was an exorcism. That's Western civilization. That's why it's so different. But the warning is that America is part of that civilization. If America ever, and we already have watched it happen, if it turns away from God, we've been watching that for about half a century, then these ancient spirits or demonic spirits are going to come back into it. We're going to witness a culture being repaganized or a culture being repossessed. And that, if you want to understand what's been happening to America and much of the world in the last, say, half a...
Oh, nothing they fear more than paganism, by the way. Do you not hear that?
We are watching a repaganization. We're watching
No, believe the Jewish God. And then it's the same thing that the Russian Orthodox Christians say. Oh, the satanic, evil, demonic, global homo West deserves to be, it's Sodom and Gomorrah, it's Babylon, it's going to be destroyed. They say the same shit as the rabbis.
The bottom line is they do not want Torah to be true.
Bottom line is it's not true. You want it to be true. You made it up, and coincidentally, you became the chosen people. These Amaleks just don't want us to be chosen. They don't want to be our goy slaves. They're going to have to be crushed for it. Okay, Roseanne.
They don't want the Word of God to actually come here on this, world.
They don't want to believe Jews speak the Word of God. No, we don't. We don't trust you.
That's what they fight. That's their enemy, is God. Their enemy is God and the Torah and hence the Jewish people.
Well, guess whose enemy is not the Torah and God? Christians.
History is very clear on this. Those who oppose Israel.
Wow, check it this. Hold on. Matter of perspective just shared. Adam, you missed this at the beginning of the Edom segment. Look at this. Where was Marjorie Taylor Greene calling from? Rome? Georgia? That's like, who was it? One of the politicians called in from Zionsville. Remember the Zionsville? Forget who that was, but that's funny. Wow, a little synchronicity there. Live from Rome. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the anti-Semite in Congress. How about that? Calling from Edom, brother.
I said one time, there is this empire of Edom, okay? They have now 180 diplomatic seats in 180 of 193 member states of the UN. This is Edom. These are the guys with the boom buster.
Brother Nathaniel is a gay sent $5. Canada just released a brown Jesus mail stamp and Crusaders are seething also. And are you going to debate Rabbi Kapner again?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not trying to schedule a bunch of debates until I get my book done. So after that, I'll do another show with Bro Nat.
Come and that people find out how they have been betrayed and brought into a cult, into a blood cult, against Hashem's will, into idol worship, into strange stuff.
He's calling Christianity anti-Hashem blood magic cult, a blood cult.
Lost his olam haba for lentil soup, $5. $5 in a kosher shop here. You have soup? What's the soup of the day? Chicken soup. How much? $8. For $8, you lose your olam haba. Imagine Esav now, where he is. Everybody in the world, in synagogues, in mosques, in churches, even in universities, read about the stupid deal he made. I'm the father of the Roman Empire, the father of the Greek Empire, probably the Babylonian, you have to check the genealogy. The father of all these heroes. Lost my olam haba for $5, lentil soup. Esav comes and he finds out and begins to scream. Twice Yaakov deceived me. One time he took away the Bechorah and fooled me for lentil soup. And now he took my blessing.
Thunderstorm 9 sent $5 on Rumble. I don't like coarse and irritating and it gets everywhere. Quote Anakin Skywalker.
Why did you say that? What does that have to do with anything? Don't get it. Sorry. Was that a joke? Did anybody get that?
I knew it was a joke, Mikas. I just didn't get it right away.
I don't get it. Sorry, I don't get it.
I already ordered you to be his servant. I order you to be his servant. Meaning that the Gentiles will have to serve the Jews always. Why? Because this is written in the book of God. There's nothing you can do about it.
America must wither ultimately and become a third world.
America must wither and become a third world. This is Roseanne's rabbi, Rabbi Kessin. I've heard her mention him before.
Just like he's done to all the civilizations. Why do you think these civilizations are destroyed? Because ultimately speaking, they are involved in such evil that God says, I cannot allow. It's not only the retribution for sins. Many of the nations have engaged in sins that destroy civilizations. Right. And guess what? None of them are around. None of them. The only one around is Jews. Do you ever wonder why? Exactly. Because they're the only one who observes the Torah and will bring righteousness and holiness and divinity to the world. What is the redemption? And I can actually tell you what the steps are. 1, it is the end of the exile. That's step 1, where evil is destroyed. And the Jews are no longer subject to any type of external force at all. You see, there are no nations that will persecute the Jews. That's gone.
2/3 of the world won't exist, will cease to exist. If you ever wanted proof to this prophecy, that's your proof. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, it's talking about, 2/3 will die, 1/3 will remain. And it's not saying Jews, no, there's no faith at this point, it's people. That's a chunk of people. We're talking here about, if we're looking at the...
Beowulf 914 sent $10 on Rumble. Yes, Goy, you will be our slaves forever. Just submit. You're anti-Semitic if you don't.
Seems like a fair ultimatum to me, but no, that seriously is how it actually plays out.
Size of the population of the world right now, 8 billion. You don't know, there are 2.5, 3 billion people.
The nations of the world will run to serve the Jewish people because that's where you can access a divine presence. You see, God loves Jews. He really loves mankind, but mankind has terribly disappointed him. Terribly disappointed him. That's what he really loves.
Nice mix there. See through it all. Here's the 27-minute version. There's so many
White
different
House
rabbis.
or Kremlin or anything. But we're going to have a king, and we're going to have a Sanhedrin, a Supreme Court, and that's a one world government that will control the entire world. One world government. Eternal desolation. Their hands will melt.
Okay, all right, we got the point. Judea war on the west. Roseanne, we got another one from Roseanne here, talking about Christianity is a branch of Judaism.
Christianity is a branch of Judaism. So is Islam.
True.
I mean, nobody likes me to say that,
No, but
it's
that's true.
It's true.
Fact. No, I know that's a fact. That's why Charlie Kirk and a lot of the Christian Zionists that Tucker and Candace hate, that's what they spread. They're like, no, we are basically essentially a spin-off or a branch off of the Old Testament, the Jewish religion.
Yeah, it's a different interpretation. It's not.
She interrupts him so much, it's so annoying.
Judaism.
It's her son.
No,
but it has Judaism in it.
Absolutely. It's a branch off the tree, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You can I love Christians. I have no problem with them. That's great. You have your religion.
Nothing they hate more, by the way.
Jesus was the
I
Messiah,
just
but you're right.
translate what they say into mine, and then I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, it's essentially the same thing. They just think Jesus is the Messiah, and we don't. That's really the difference. That's the difference. Everything else is totally 100% agreed upon. We think the Messiah is coming, and they think the Messiah is coming back, and he was here as Jesus. That's the only difference. Otherwise,
the only
Jews and
difference.
Christians are in lockstep and everything, which is why Satan and Lucifer hate fucking Christian Zionists and Jews, because that's what reminds them that they're coming from the Jewish Jesus, which Satan doesn't like.
Well, they hate the Torah and they hate God because he wrote it.
But what I'm telling you is, like, Jesse Lee Peterson, someone we love.
I just saw Joel Berry. He's the guy at Babylon Bee. He's sharing my saying, Christianity hasn't been subverted. Christianity is the subversion. Sharing that shit. The Zionists are sharing our anti-Christian memes now. He says, this is where all Christian anti-Semitism ends, by the way. If only the Christian anti-Semites could accept that reality. They're too busy coping about Schofield Bible and the Talmud to ever criticize all of Judaism.
I think about this all the time. He was on our show, and he was a minister. And remember, you were talking about Torah.
He's way smarter than anybody.
No, I love him. But remember, he was sitting there with you, and you're like, yeah, the Torah is the Old Testament. He's like, what? And we're like, yeah, when people say the Bible, they're talking about the Torah. We just call it the Torah, but it's the Old Testament. He's like, what is that? And he was serious. He didn't know that the Old Testament was the same thing as the Torah. They think...
Dude, of course Jesse Lee Peterson knows that. And if not, he's an idiot.
Jews have a whole separate set of books in the fucking Talmud, and they're like with weird cultist...
Well, we do. We have...
Yeah, they do have the Talmud.
I know, but what I'm trying to tell you is the Old Testament, Christians know it probably better than most Jews, and that is the Torah. That is a fact.
Yes.
That's a fact.
They don't know it better than most Jews.
Yeah,
they know better.
They know a lot of it.
I guarantee you Charlie Kirk knew the Torah better than I did.
Well, he did know better than you.
Well, he knew better than most people.
He knew better than most... he knew some things a lot better than most Jews do.
He knew Scripture. You'd watch him in debates, he could quote Scripture. I mean...
I loved when he talked about the, Shabbat. When he talked about
because he's a real Christian that knows that Jesus was a Jew. He talked about it every day. That's why Tucker and Candace couldn't fucking wait for his body to be on a fucking cold stone after he shot to start moving in on this. Oh, he was going to turn on Israel. Turning Point's mine. I'm going to blame his wife and fucking Satan and she's destroyed Turning Point, Candace. Because
Satan.
Turning Point was actually telling kids, hey, did you know that Old Testament and Torah thing? That's your Bible. Jesus was a Jew. And they fucking like, we got to stop. Let's team up with Nazis and Islam. Let's kill Charlie Kirk. Let's get this message. Jesus was not a Jew. In fact, Judeo-Christians a lie. Jesus was a Catholic Islamist or some shit. And let's keep pushing our Luciferian cult. And then we all see them turning to demons before our very eyes. And we're like, what the fuck? And all they do is blame Jews all day long for everything. And because they're fucking satanic. Of course Satan hates the Jews because Jews are chosen of God.
Are you going to go against the God of Abraham?
No, you're satanic. No, you are.
You're going to shit talk the God of the Torah?
Yeah.
Keep it up, motherfucker.
Not just
You'll
the
see
Torah,
what happens.
the Bible.
Dude, that's a threat. Oh, you're going to blaspheme. You're going to idol worship. You're not going to be a good Noahide slave. Keep it up, Goyim. See what happens. Okay, thanks for the threats, you Jewish supremacist psychopath, Roseanne. The Jones loves.
Powerful episode. I'm triggered. Jay's complain about Fuentes words but can't acknowledge that Jay's like Bash and Mark Levin irritates me. Would Bash complain if Tucker platformed Roseanne Barr?
No, they wouldn't. No, not at all. Listen to this. I love this threat here from Roseanne.
And all they do is blame Jews all day long for everything. And because they're fucking satanic. Of course Satan hates the Jews because Jews are chosen of God.
Are you going to go against the God of Abraham?
Yes.
You're going to shit talk the God of the Torah?
Yes.
Keep it up, motherfucker.
Not just
You'll
the
see
Torah,
what happens.
the Bible, Jesus.
We'll see what happens when you try to overthrow the Constitution of the United States, the Republic of the United States of America. You talk shit about that, saying it ain't good, that we got to have some Catholic theology to replace it. You can kiss my motherfucking rich Jew American ass motherfucker. Yeah. Come and debate me. Let's debate. Let's debate the Bank of International Settlements. And who pays you, you goddamn idiot?
It reminds me of this meme I made. Roseanne's like, you gonna blaspheme the Bible? Yes. Bow to Moshiach? No. No. I'm looking for my yes one. I need one that says yes. Anyway. I don't know if I can hear them talking about Fuentes and Hitler and all this weird gay shit. Let's skip on to hold on. I want to hear what Harrison has to say here real quick. Sick of the anti-Semitism. 30 seconds long, or 1 minute long.
What have the Jewish people ever done that's bad? What have they ever done to anybody? Nothing, okay? I mean, except communism, but, sure, that rose out of Judaism and killed 100 million Christians, but, other than that,
I mean, that's the best example you can have of Jews doing something? Like one Jew doing something, assuming Karl Marx was a Jew, which was also anti-Jewish?
What's the big deal? Fractional reserve banking, okay.
Like trying to blame, this is stupid because the Zionists always say, oh, they blame us on capitalism, or they blame capitalism on Jews and they blame communism on Jews, like all Jews are both or something.
Sure, yeah, the Fed and all that is not great, but other than communism and fractional reserve banking, what, the Middle East wars? Okay, fine. Yes, the Middle East wars and the fractional reserve banking and pornography and normalizing homosexuality and hijacking the civil rights movement. But other than that, like, what have they done to anybody ever? And if you're going to say they've killed hundreds of thousands of children and innocent people in their brutal wars of domination in the Middle East, then all I have to say to you is shut up, okay? It's like, who cares? It's like, well, other than those things, what's the big deal? What's the big issue other than the pedophile blackmail rings and the controlling the U.S. Congress and the imposing censorship on everybody because their bad deeds are being exposed? Like, what have they ever done to anybody? The outrage is so unwarranted and overblown. I mean, people are acting like they killed Christ or something. Oh, shit.
Oh, and you're going to end with that. Oh, they killed God. So you, dude. This ain't getting, yeah, we know it's satire, obviously, but not very funny. And then he ends it with and they killed Christ and they killed God. Pretty Jewy, killing God. I love how Harrison and Alex are running with they're evil for killing God narrative. And you don't get it. You don't get it.
Overblown. I mean, people are acting like they killed Christ or something. Oh, shit.
Oh, they're literally demonic superhero villain God slayers that rejected their Messiah. Oh, I'm going to be so bad. Oh, look. Awesome Jew, Adam King responded. I'm on your side, he says. What? Monotheism, 10 Commandments, Shabbat, Tikkun Olam, and he says, I'm on your side. You turn Jewish. Come on. Oh, what did Jews ever do wrong? I mean, they killed Jesus. Dude, falling right into the trap. All right, here we go. Here's Louder again at the World Jewish Congress talking about laws to ban anti-Semitism.
I need to remind you, Jewish schools are not enough. The entire education system in this country, from K through 12 and colleges, must be reformed. Laws must be passed that will focus on three things: no racism, no anti-Semitism, and no anti-Western civilization should be taught here.
Well, I guess we need to ban Judaism then. I guess we should ban Judaism. No anti-Western civilization talk, okay? Okay, are you going to ban Judaism and the Edom prophecies and all these rabbis? No anti-Semitic, that's anti-Semitism.
I need to remind you,
mob boss.
Anti-Semitism is not new. Even here in the United States, it's just that we haven't seen it in 3 generations. But in
the Americans have always been anti-Semites.
1930s, there was a strong vocal and even pro-Nazi movement that captured the public attention with famous names like Charles Lindbergh and Father Conklin, the radio priest with millions of listeners,
a Catholic,
who attacked us every single day. Father Conklin was the Tucker Carlson of the 1930s, and radio was the TikTok and YouTube of the era. Henry Ford, the industrialist and multimillionaire, was another anti-Semite. Even President Roosevelt, who was seen as an ally of the Jewish people, closed Americans' doors to Jews in Europe who were desperate to find a country, any country.
See, this is the narrative. Turned our back. Forget that Europe and America like intervened and like destroyed the Germans. No, actually, they turned their back on them, and they're guilty, and they abandoned them, and they still want vengeance for all of that.
Take them in. Today, we see a similar pattern playing right in front of our eyes.
Similar pattern. See, 1930s Germany, another Holocaust about to happen, and they're all saying it.
Big names with millions of followers are using the same old lies that Jews control the government, the media, our nation's foreign policies.
We don't control anything. He's just like a Jewish billionaire at the World Jewish Congress. It's just an anti-Semitic trope. There's no world Jewry. I'm just the leader of the World Jewish Congress. There's no world Jewry. That's what the Nazis said, that we ever united on anything.
The same lies our parents and grandparents heard, only now it's been adopted by young people who've been indoctrinated in this. We must retake our schools. It's only a question of money, laws,
We need to retake
We
the
lost one
schools.
generation.
Money and laws take over the schools. We need to get to the children.
That's been brainwashed. We cannot afford to lose another.
All right, there's the latest at the World Jewish Congress for him. He has been saying this line for years. Before we get to more clips from him, though, here's also the ambassador to Israel at the UN a few years ago, also calling for criminalization and punishment for all forms of anti-Semitism.
Or college professor. The time for talking and having a conversation is over. What Israel and the Jewish community around the world demands is action. And now, it is simple. Those who engage in anti-Semitism must be punished, whether it's here at the UN, political leaders, editors, policy pundits, or college professors. It doesn't matter. Anti-Semitism should have no place in our society until it becomes criminal. This bigotry...
Criminal punishments, worldwide anti-Semitism laws is what they're pushing for. And they're going to use the Jews killed Jesus and the kosher Christian controlled op talking points such as that, the satanic tropes, to ultimately get that.
It will persist, it will fester, it is only a matter of time until it erupts again in violence and bloodshed.
All right.
Jewish schools are not...
Now here's louder again.
And pretend that it isn't happening. We hear the same lies the Nazis used so effectively in their propaganda. They said, Jews have too much power. Jews control the economy and the media. Jews control governments. Jews control everything. We hear this madness online, in the media, and even within democratic governments. We will never eradicate anti-Semitism. It's a deadly virus that's been with us for over 2,000 years.
Always the deadly virus talk.
But we cannot look the other way and pretend that it doesn't happen. That's what people did throughout the 1930s, and that is what led to Auschwitz. There are 50 countries represented here today. I know each and every one of you is as disgusted by anti-Semitism as I am. You also know that you alone cannot stop this, but all of you can certainly speak out forcefully against it. We can't rewrite history, but we can be much more forceful today. All of us must remember those brave, moral people who tried to stop this. As all world leaders, all politicians must lead in this effort. Words are not enough. Political speeches are not enough. Laws must be passed, severe, tough, real laws that will put these hate mongers away in prison for a long time.
They want laws to put us in prison for criticizing Jews, for saying they have power, for talking about Judaism and how it's supremacist and their Messiah is going to rule the world and Edom's going to be destroyed. They want to throw us in jail because of this. Powerless minority, by the way. Okay, here we go. Here he is again.
And you don't lift your arm up in a salute. This was before the internet. What we've seen over the last 5 to 10 years, more like 5 years, is that for the first time, people can be anti-Semitic and have no consequences. What we've seen more and more here in Germany, but also all around the world, is that there's no laws. One of the things I spoke about yesterday was the question of neo-Nazi parties.
We need laws.
We have pictures of them. We have pictures of them speaking. Yes, they do not have swastikas, and they don't necessarily have pictures of Hitler.
But we still call them Nazis anyway. If anybody stands in our way, we call a Nazi, and we want to throw them in prison.
But everything else is a Nazi ideology. And the interesting thing is
Not wanting mass immigration, not wanting to be ruled over by Jews and dual loyalties to Israel, not wanting to fight in their wars. Oh, that's Nazi to do that. Anybody that doesn't want to be a Noahide slave in service is a Nazi, and we'll throw you in prison.
If you don't have a swastika and you don't lift your arm up in a salute, you're not breaking any law. What does it say about Germany that you can have Nazi ideology and get away with it? Also, in certain political parties, I won't be so specific, I asked the intelligence service in America how many people there are what you would call neo-Nazis, the leaders and other people. Got the names. Frightening, because they're there, they're in the public view, and Germany does nothing, because they can't do anything. There's no laws there. There must be laws in Germany and Europe, really strong laws. Speeches are not going to stop anti-Semitism. Action will. And one of the things we're seeing more and more is speeches and no action. The way we have to have stronger laws. We have to stop the hate on the internet. We have to educate the children of what happened. For example, right after 1945, for 30 years, after people saw what happened, nobody wanted to be connected to the Nazis. But 3 generations going now, and young people don't know.
Yes, I'm a Christian.
And they see hate on the internet, and they react. You had an incident in Halle, where a young man tried to go into a synagogue. Luckily, he didn't get in.
Okay, we can't handle anymore. We can't handle any more of this supervillain straight out of Central Casting. Look at this. Central theme today. They're having another event today. What is it? The Jewish Leadership Conference. Dude, every other weekend they have some big Jewish event.
Ben's words, if I can quote you.
Barry Weiss and Ben Shapiro. Let's see.
Ben Shapiro devoted an entire show to explaining why, in video clip after video clip, Tucker Carlson is, in Ben's words, if I can quote you to yourself, the most virulent super spreader of vile ideas in America.
Super spreader, viral pandemic, anti-Semitism pandemic.
Ben Shapiro devoted an entire show to.
I do like what Harrison said here. It's a good point. I've always made it. In the last 2 weeks, I've seen the Republican Jewish Conference, the World Jewish Congress, Jewish Leadership Conference, the Jewish News Syndicate, Kufi events. Did we say? Oh yeah, we did JNS. It's like every few days the elite Jews get together to strategize and coordinate their efforts. But somebody mentioned world jewelry or organized jewelry. That's hate speech. Throw them in prison. Let's see. Ben Shapiro crashing out on Steve Bannon for praising Nick Fuentes.
Here was Steve Bannon over the weekend, for example, praising Nick Fuentes. Again, the reason this is happening, we should point out, is because there is an attempt to glaze pretty much everybody who is on the anti-Israel, and yes, Fuentes is just an anti-Semite, anti-Semitic side, in order to shift policy priorities away from what President Trump is attempting to do.
Alex Jones had a debate with Nick Fuentes and Dinesh D'Souza.
Fuentes.
And you see right there the laziness, the lack of argument, their attitude that they just own this. Fuentes takes this guy apart brick by brick. It's a full takedown. Because the kid shows up, he's prepped, he's ready. Not only is he on point and he's always on attack, he happens to have something called facts, and he just overwhelms Dinesh. Dinesh goes back, and it shows you this old guard who has nothing.
Again, it's fascinating to watch as all these people make quasi-allies of people like Nick Fuentes.
And Steve Bannon is pushing for the Christian state in Israel as well, playing that Edom role. Okay, let's see here. Are we ready to go to that? Oh, I want to see Trump on the release of Epstein videos. It's a new clip, most recent.
I do want to say. Vote on tomorrow. I just want to be super clear on your position. Do you want to see that pass the Senate? Would you sign that bill if it gets to your desk?
I do want to. Here's what I want.
The Epstein documents bill. Would he sign it?
We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats.
You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers.
Dude, you were his close friend for 10 years. We all know it. How come all these documents have your name in them? And you were working to try to expunge those and redact those.
Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others. They're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars and another one coming pretty soon, I believe. We've done a great job. And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that. Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything and it wasn't enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages, 50,000 pages. And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now, I believe that some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. But they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't want Epstein.
Dude, he was like your wingman, and you said, "Oh, he's into the young girls like you are," right? Wasn't that the quote? He really likes his young girls. We got something in common, those young girls.
Detract from.
Oh, yeah, and Steve Bannon and how close he was with Epstein. Also, his name has popped up again in some of these leaked documents, and then you get Epstein and Palantir and Peter Thiel connections also. Dude, all these guys are intertwined in this shit.
The great success of the Republican Party, including the fact that the Democrats are totally blamed for the shutdown. You know, they cost our country hundreds of billions of dollars with that, at a lot of inconvenience.
Okay, he's just deflecting from the Epstein stuff now.
I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because, honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from...
It's a hoax, but they're all implicated in it. Okay.
Really the greatness of what the Republican Party...
And now he's saying, let's release it all, but then earlier you said there's nothing to release. How about that works?
...has accomplished over the last period of time.
Okay.
Yes.
Big code. Yeah, what is everybody talking about? There's some leaked document that, was it Epstein joking about Trump doing sex stuff with Bill Clinton? I saw somebody in the comments say that too. Is that what's going around right now? Is that one of the rumors? Yeah, Trump was a Democrat too when they were friends. Good point. Yeah. It's a Democrat problem. Oh, it was a Democrat back then. This is amazing. So the former mayor, Eric Adams, who just lost to Mondani, for some reason, nobody knows, flies over to the wall in Jerusalem to put on his small hat and talks about how he served Israel as the mayor of New York, like a good servant, Shabbos Goy.
My male team here in Israel, and as I finish, I wanted to come back here to Israel and let you know that I serve you as the mayor, but
I serve you as the mayor. Wow. That's taking the Shabbos Goy groveling to a whole nother level when you go to the wall and say, I served you. The servants. Isn't that the curse of Esau and Jacob? To live by the sword and serve his brother?
I continue to have the title that's more important to me than anything. I'm your brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Brother, Jacob and Esau, brothers. They're like, you are ham. Oh, is that great? Nice photo, dude. Maybe you'll win the next election. Sorry, dude. Should have done this before the election. Or actually, that might have hurt him in New York, huh, with all the leftists. Black Hebrew. Oh. Candace Owens making a fool. Let's see. We are over 2 hours and we hit the goal. I got a bunch of stuff. I'll probably come back and save this all for tomorrow. None of this stuff has to go with the show today, so we will cover all of this tomorrow, as well as a bunch more. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Huge shout out for everybody that supports the show and donates and makes this show possible. I love you all. Clip it up. Leave me a comment. Share the link. Share the show. And I will see you guys all again tomorrow. Appreciate you for watching. Have a nice night and take care.
Raised to be a Christian believer, but also as a seeker. Mama never held back the good, bad, or ugly from me. Eventually started wondering, after a long time of fighting myself. I saw a post that said exactly what I felt. Jesus, an ancient deception. Found Adam Green through a Twitter suggestion. Then I watched his debate with Duvid, leaving Christianity. Finally I could do it. Lost good friends, middle fingers on their hands. So many want to remain clueless. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm just asking you to see my side. Some say I'm anti-Semitic, others say that I'm a Jew, but the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I know what it's like to be seen as the devil, when in reality you're trying to help them. They say I need to be saved by Jesus, but they're the ones in need of the saving. There's already been a few, started with the fall of Rome. It's not God, it's evil people destroying these homes. Human-made prophecies try to start the end times. See a foreign land as holy, brainwashed to resent mine. Books our ancestors wanted passed down to their people got replaced with ones that say our ancestors were evil. Been worshiping demons and knowing not what they did. Should we trust ourselves or the books that make us villains? You fall for the latter and say we should be tolerant, but your faith builds a prison in your head. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm asking you to see my side. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. And I'm all for
R.I.P. Big Tech.
Have us divided. But the spread of your faith was when all this deadly division started. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I need you all to see my side. I've seen it, I believe it. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. Can you see my view? Listen to Adam Green sometimes.